Good day, you absolute legends. We have some breaking news. The latest and greatest from Hello Games regarding No Man's Sky is about to drop. It is an imminent update about to happen for No Man's Sky, and we have all of the latest and greatest right here, right now, and we'll keep you fully within the loop. But before we do get into all that, ladies and gentlemen, as always, can I please just ask for you just to double check that you are indeed still subscribed to the channel. If you need to resubscribe, please do resubscribe. Or if you have been watching me for a while and you like what I do, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? You definitely will not regret it. But anyway, let's get right into it. We have a lot to cover today. So first of all, a very quick recap. As we know, Mr. Murray posted this. This emoji right here was the initial signal that there is going to be an impending update for No Man's Sky. What that update could be has been all over the internet right now with bounds of speculation, but that's not what this video is about. We're here to look at when this update is going to drop, and the first dominoes have already started to fall. Over the last 24 hours, we have seen the Steam sale start to happen, as you can see right here through SteamDB. That is right, the Steam sale is now officially live, and it ends on the 4th of November. How can I possibly know this, you may be asking? Well, on SteamDB, again, a wonderful tool that we always use, we can see right here that the special promotion ends on the 4th of November. So the next thing that we need to look for is what is happening on the console variant of the game. So I went ahead and I looked over to the Xbox variant of No Man's Sky, and on the Xbox page we see that the game is indeed on sale as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So the next thing we need to do, of course, is look at the PlayStation. So loading up the PlayStation page, I can see that the game right now is not on sale, so we're still waiting for that to fall. However, I heavily suspect now, with Xbox seeing movement, with Steam seeing movement, that we should indeed see the PlayStation go on sale for No Man's Sky at some point today. Now, going over to the Nintendo Switch variant, we know that this can take the longest to change. However, rather expectedly, because it is Nintendo and they do seem to be the last in the chain to fall, it has not gone on sale at the time of this recording, but things can happen, and if Xbox and Steam has gone on sale, the PlayStation will go on sale today, no doubt, and Nintendo will follow. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, is when the update will drop. So what other signs and signals can we possibly look at now? We are still waiting for the last few consoles to catch up, and then when that happens, like I said, everything will drop on all consoles. But one thing that we can do is look over at SteamDB once again, and let's have a look and see if there has been any internal branch movement, which you can see right here. We have had over the last 24 hours an internal branch update once again, so things are definitely cooking in No Man's Sky right now. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, nothing has gone onto the experimental or public branches, because we would all know about that right now at the time of this recording. However, the update very well could come as soon as today at some point. If PlayStation and Nintendo pull the finger out just a little bit, then we can expect the update to drop later this afternoon, or even as early as tomorrow. So very, very exciting stuff. But ultimately, with these things, it is a waiting game and time is only going to tell. However, I heavily suspect, like I said, today or tomorrow is going to be update day. Now, there has been a lot of speculation online to whether or not this update is going to include a expedition or not an expedition. Well, if we do have a quick look into this, with this emoji drop, there has been no cowboy emoji. Now, what do I mean by a cowboy emoji? Well, every single time that there is some sort of expedition going to be piled in with a major update, Mr. Murray releases a cowboy emoji. We've had one for the last few times now. However, this time around, there has been no such things, so we can probably rule out an expedition this time around. However, all is not lost here, because at this time of year, it is a very normal thing that Hello Games have started to do over the last few years, is do something called an expedition redux. So that means all the expeditions that have been already this year, you can replay them once again. You can go ahead and play through all the expeditions that have already happened. So if you are missing any important rewards for any expeditions that you've not completed properly, then you can go back and do so over the Christmas and New Year's periods and get everything that you need to get. Even I've had a few comments asking me about some of the ships that I've been flying that I've gotten from the expeditions this year, and you can go back and get them now if they do an expedition redux, which I highly suspect that is probably what is going to happen. Now, another thing that Mr. Murray has not posted this time around is also something called the GIB emoji. Now, the GIB emoji is what Mr. Murray and the team reserve for the very big, massive updates. The one that, for example, he posted with Worlds Part 1, which we know has changed the game in such a fundamental way and pretty much forever. This time around, we have not seen that either. So this update is probably not going to be as big as Worlds Part 1. So by the power of reason and deduction, we can probably conclude that it's not going to be Worlds Part 2 either, which is absolutely fine. They're probably still cooking on that. They're probably still working very hard on Worlds Part 2, and they're going to probably try and make Worlds Part 2 as good or even better than Worlds Part 1, even though that is a very tall order to be asking for. So I suspect we're going to see Worlds Part 2 probably later now next year, probably going into maybe the March update or something along the lines of that. So ladies and gentlemen, there could be 1,000,001 different things, different avenues we could take down with what this update could all be about, and every single speculation and comment I've seen online is probably all incredibly valid because nobody knows exactly what this update could be. However, what I will say is it will include probably an expedition of some sort. Whether or not it'll be a full-on expedition, again, I've not seen evidence about that, but a redux is probably more than likely on the cards. With that, we'll see something in the Quicksilver Companion shop where once you complete those expeditions, we might get some extra eye candy. Maybe something to do with the lore as well. We might get some new lore pieces, maybe some new missions, and we could get a few smaller updates to maybe graphical fidelity and so on. But again, I don't think it's an absolute massive update unless today, and again, I will be keeping an eye on Mr. Murray's page over on Twitter to see if we do get a GIB emoji or even a cowboy emoji dropped. But at the time of this recording, ladies and gentlemen, nothing has happened over there as of yet, but we'll keep you all fully informed. So let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think that this update is going to include? What is your wild speculations? What is your wild theories? Again, everyone's point here is completely valid because we just don't know at this point what is going to happen. Do you agree with my assessment that it's probably going to be a lesser update with some eye candy pieces thrown in and maybe a few extra perks thrown in there as well, and obviously an expedition redux, which is something that, like I said, we see this time of year anyway? Do you think that's probably more than likely the case, or do you think something different? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. You know what to do. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the latest and greatest from myself here. That's everything that we know so far. But again, thank you all very much for watching, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.